Hi there, this is AJ with Car Inspected, and today we are looking at this 1982 Trans Am KITT Night Rider replica car. It's got 110 plus 25,000 since the build on it. It's black in color, looks pretty decent. It's had another paint job. I don't see a lot of putty work or anything like that. Overall presents pretty well. It's got a couple little spots here and there just from age, a little bit of bubbling starting right here, a little bit of touch-ups here and there, but for the most part body looks pretty good, nice and straight. Gaps look pretty good for its age and nature of the F-body. Looks pretty decent, no major issues. A couple of dings from the inside on the hood where the hinges are. And this front nose cone, the aftermarket KITT nose cone, fits pretty well. No major issues. We did test all the lights. Everything seems to work, including the red sweep light, all the fog lights, everything works. You'll see photos of that working as well. Fenders up here look pretty good. Again, no major issues. No major rust or major body work do I see. Everything looks pretty good. Throughout, windows are all good. No cracks or chips or anything like that in the windshield. All these windows all look good, and as does the rear glass with no real issues. The rear wiper is not here, just the mount for it, and it does have this taillight panel covering the taillights. All those lights seem to work as well. As far as tires and brakes, we'll start in the back here since we're here. There's 2011 tires with most of its tread. They're about 10-30 seconds with no real issues. Drum brakes in the back, all looks pretty good. You'll see a bunch of photos of the undercarriage. There are a couple of rust spots that I will highlight in the report. There is a bit of an exhaust leak. You can hear when it's running. Back here somewhere, there's you can see a couple holes in that muffler. And the exhaust's a little loose as well. So there's a couple of things. There's a little bit of rust in the floorboard down here. So it's right here. You can see that. And again, you'll see better photos. I don't see any major leaks or anything like that. All that looks good. And it has been undercoated and such. And up front here, all looks pretty decent. You can see that exhaust is kind of low there. But other than that, no major issues there. Front tires, same story, 2010-11. These ones are dated 2010 with about just under 10-30 seconds of tread, so pretty much no mileage on them. It's hard to see through the bowling ball wheels, but brakes look pretty good. They are, I'd say, about 90% or so left on them, so no real issues there. Suspension looks decent. Everything is original underneath. Nothing crazy, nothing, no major issues. Rad support looks good, etc. And same story around here. Tires from 2010, but they are pretty new with no major issues. Everything looks pretty good. Down this side, we do have some rust in the frame rail here. You can see that. That's right by like the trans cross member and stuff. So that is something that would need to be repaired. Wouldn't pass safety like that. And a couple of more kind of rusty spots here and there. Underneath here, again, there's a couple of spots in the back, I believe, if I saw correctly. No, oh, right here. Tires, same thing, 2011 tire, pretty much new, no real issues. Go in the interior, everything looks pretty decent. Doors open and close well. Hinges aren't worn, which is surprising for an F-body. All looks pretty decent. Just a little bit of bubbling here and there, but nothing too major. Seats look decent. We're recovered. And obviously the KITT dash is all here. Some repainting has been done on it and such. All these switches. Under dash stuff, there is some wiring hanging down and such. But original carpets look pretty decent for the age. No real issues. We got all these TV show type switches going on here. You'll see pictures. They are they all seem to light up and such. Looks pretty decent. Headliner looks pretty good as well. This light is starting to fall down, so it needs to be put back up. Rear seat looks pretty good with no real issues. All pretty decent. And again, carpets back here look pretty good, especially for the age. And we'll go to the passenger side. This door panel looks pretty good. There's some patch spots in the corners of this door here, and some a little bit of rust on the bottom here. Floorboards, carpets all look pretty good. This one has some wear underneath the mats. Going right there, typical in that hump. Again, we got some of these wires hanging down and such, and kind of brush painted on a lot of this interior stuff. So that's a little, needs a little refinement, so to speak. Dash looks decent. Again, this is like a hard aftermarket part. A couple of fiberglass cracks and such. Seats work well. Again, back here all looks pretty decent with no real issues. And all this looks pretty decent as well. Under hood, attached will also be a starting and running video. We had it running for a little bit. Pop the hood real quick. And under here, we're looking pretty decent. Original 305, a little bit of a coolant leak around that thermostat housing. Belts, hoses, etc. all look pretty good. We did an oil analysis. We got a green light on that, so we have no contamination, metal shavings, anything like that. Battery's doing pretty good. It's on a tender, so it was, it's probably just from sitting, but it was charging well with no real issues. There are a couple of rust spots in these wheel wells as well, one there and one in the back. Again, you'll see photos. Brake fluid is at 2% humidity, so no real issues there. A couple of wear marks on some of these hoses just from probably hitting the hood here, things like that. But for the most part, it looks pretty original and decent. Hood looks good, no major rust or anything of that nature. So there you have it, 1982 Trans Am. As usual, you'll see more detailed photos. This is just a good walk around, see what we're looking at. And as usual, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.